This episode of The Patch is brought to you by Blue Apron. Blue Apron sends gourmet recipes and all the fresh ingredients you need to make them right to your door. To see what's on the menu this week, visit blueapron.com. Our listeners get their first 2 meals free. Just go to blueapron.com/thepatch. That's blueapron.com/thepatch. Stop wasting your money and time buying expensive razors. For just a couple bucks a month, dollarshaveclub.com will ship amazing quality razors right to your door. Come on, join the hundreds of thousands of guys who have upgraded to the smarter way to shave. Shave time, shave money. Join now at dollarshaveclub.com/patch. Welcome to The Patch. Oh, don't forget the
I got
thing.
it.
You got it? All right.
You've been gone 2 weeks, man. We got this down.
All right. This week with Gus.
Meg.
Ryan.
And Gus. I've been gone for 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, the spirit of Gus has been with us for every podcast.
The spirit
And
of
also
Gus
with you.
is always looming menacingly, like the darkness.
It does. It crouches overhead like the hawk in your front yard.
What do you think like a little Gus wafer would taste like?
A Gus wafer.
You know, like take the Gus
Sriracha.
communion.
Sriracha and wasabi in a weird combination. Spicy, but not for too long.
It's got a clean
Gus.
finish,
Yeah.
like a light, maybe minty.
It's a palate cleanser.
All right.
So despite
Cleanse your palate with Gus today.
Despite the delicious start to the patch, we are here to talk about video games.
Yes.
And video game news, which mainly I feel like the big stories this week all revolve around Blizzard and Bungie, it seems like. First of all, everyone's
And,
still
well, there's
talking
one
about,
other one.
What?
Oculus.
Oh, right. I have questions. See, sometimes I read stuff in preparation for the patch, and I think, I'm not going to read all of this because I want to ask Ryan what this means.
Well, honestly, they haven't released a whole lot of details. So, other than they're made a better prototype, not one that is. Oh, there's a bug. Not one that is actually available. I don't think you can't buy it as like a DK3 yet. But
So yes, I'm pulling up the article here, and they unveiled the latest virtual reality prototype called Crescent Bay.
Yep.
So Crescent Bay is an improvement over Crystal Cove. I've never heard these terms before. So our DK2 is Crystal Cove?
Well, it's just like when you've got an operating system, like they call it something before it has a release. And in this case, Crescent Bay is, I guess, the pre-DK3. What we have
Sounds like
was
someone's going on vacation. Crescent Bay, but
Of course, I mean, this is all in the land of pre-product. Like, they still don't have a actual sellable product. They just have developer kits. But that's their prototype for DK3.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yes.
Okay, I thought that they were announcing a new dev kit, and I was going to be pissed because we just got ours.
We just bought one.
Like, we literally ordered the day it was available, and we just got it, and they're already announcing another one.
I suspect it won't be that far along. I mean, it looks like from the look of the prototype, they may have just kind of retrofitted new stuff onto the existing kind of setup. Like, they don't have to redesign the headpiece. They just added things on top of it. So basically now it has a removable audio system, and it also has the head tracking dots extend all the way to the back of the device.
360-degree tracking, LEDs on its back, a higher resolution, and higher refresh rate.
Which is kind of a weird thing to say that it now has 360-degree head tracking, because you can already now turn all the way around and it's fine with that. Like, it understands still backwards.
It probably
but
uses
it does
accelerometers instead of any tracking.
It does, however, lose a lot of that fine control, and it'll kind of glitch out. Like, we actually used it in a Versus, and we did a game called Bullet Evasion, which is just bullets coming at you, and it's completely using just the tracker for movement. So you're moving around basically in a room, once I turned around at one point, then it couldn't figure out where I was going this way. Like, this movement still worked, but necessarily where I was in space was problematic.
One of the new features, you're telling me, one of the new features they added is dots on the headband.
Dots on the head, dots on the back,
On the back
of
of
the
the headband.
That, if you have long hair, sorry.
So the integrated
Tuck it
audio
in.
is interesting to me, because that's the biggest complaint I think that I've had in using the system is like, oh, it's great. Now wear this headphone, and it's like another cord you have to deal with. Like, having the audio there
Absolutely
makes sense.
true. I wonder if I don't know what the speaker setup's going to be there. I don't know if it's going to be like just a traditional stereo, or if they're actually going to
Mono.
Mono. One channel.
16-bit audio.
Amazing three-dimensional space. Single channel audio.
It's weird.
I of course joke. I'm sure it's to be at least stereo, if not something higher.
Well, I hope they go at least 5.1. That'd be nice. But I mean,
Can
that's
you
a
do-
lot of extra hardware to
Yeah,
tack
can you
onto
do
it.
5.1 with just two?
You can do 7.1 with just headphones.
Really?
We've got a pair of 7.1 headphones over in the achievement office.
Oh, I have 7. Oh, I took them home. I have 7.1 Razer headphones.
Oh, you
the
showed me
crappy
those.
ones. Yeah, the ones that look like I'm gonna blast off to space. Those are 7.1.
That's what you need. Space
Yeah.
is a minimum 7.1 audio.
Excuse me, I'm going to space.
Going to the moon, BRB.
Where it's so noisy in space.
And then, I guess at the same time where they announced Crescent Bay or whatever, I really want like a croissant, and I want to sit like with a cup of coffee now, like Crescent Bay.
Croissant by the bay.
I guess they also announced that the DK1 source is now open source to all.
And I think they've also announced that, I think it's DK2 or just generic Oculus is a build target for Unity 5.
Yes, Oculus. I want to say DK2.
I think it's just Oculus is a build target. I think.
Okay.
The DK2 probably it's SDK 4 something is probably what's integrated.
So, and what that means is it's easier for developers to create games that will utilize the Oculus.
Exactly. Now it's just a print it for this device, and you hit go, and it sends it out, ready for Oculus.
That's great.
Yeah.
That means we should start seeing even more buggy, unfinished demos that don't quite work right.
Those already exist. I don't know if there was
even
like
more.
there was a half way to do it, but Unity is already constantly whenever you're finding anything working Oculus, it's almost always running off Unity. So they must have had some kind of plugin support up till now, and now I guess it's just officially supported.
The funny thing about this Oculus DK1 source going open was the Oculus CEO Brendan Uribe saying he can't wait to see all the Chinese
yes.
knockoffs now.
I was waiting for you to talk. I was like, oh, that quote's so funny.
Yeah, it's like now that anyone
So
can
good.
see the source
Yeah.
and just make a piece of hardware, it's like it's really gonna flood the market with headsets now. Poorly constructed,
Oh yeah.
not quite working right. headsets.
That's really all that was holding them back. I mean, it's an accelerometer strapped to a screen from a Samsung, which
Hey,
is built over there.
You joke, but Samsung had a whole
They do
demo
that.
about it. Like
do that.
they had a whole press event showing this.
They do that.
Look at this.
But
I live in the future. Like
Exactly.
20.
Excuse me, mine's much better. Like,
Ooh, the 6. I have way less pixels in my 5S.
what is this bullshit? Oh. No, like there are people who are like talking about being on a plane and using it. Like who's gonna? Ooh, it's like I'm really flying. Really?
It's like the total recipe for like motion sickness.
Oh, I know. Someone's gonna vomit on themselves in an airplane. I already put the Oculus on, and I did a demo at E3 with it 2 years ago, and it was like this game called like The Chair, or some like really artsy name. And there's a point where you sit up in a bed, and I was sort of like, okay. Had like a D moment from It's Always Sunny, and then I got it back. But oh man, it makes you vomity.
When things start moving you instead of you moving, yeah, it's a little vomit-inducing. If you're in control of your motion, it's really fine. But
Yeah.
things like a roller coaster simulator, which is funny. I've kind of discovered that with something like that, if you are actively kind of keeping your head moving with it, that messes you up way more than if you just sit static.
Really?
You guys should do a video where it's the first person to not vomit, and like the last person
you
standing.
can't take it off. Like you
Yeah,
just gotta
exactly.
sit there. Oh, brutal.
I had that idea,
welcome.
and then I put Ashley and Bernie through it, and they both were just like fine. And I finally put it on afterwards and realized that the roller coaster simulator, it's still tracking your positioning in the z-axis, your proximity to the camera. And both of them were basically sitting one row back. They were behind the front row, and you're supposed to be sitting in it. So they were just looking at the back of a chair for the whole time.
We cheated.
They did.
You should also run, if we do this, you should run the contestant, I don't know what to call them. You should run the victim through a gamut of different
There you
games.
go.
So it's like rapid fire through a whole bunch of
And
different things.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of them that are specifically designed to try and mess you up. I mean, people are just like going for that now. There's
See?
a teacup ride.
Content?
Yeah.
Content. This could be the new gauntlet, I think. Which team's gonna
Don't
vomit
barf.
last?
Season 1.
I can see the indie Steam game already. It's like the sequel to Don't Starve.
Yeah.
Don't barf.
Yeah, don't shit your pants. Don't barf.
Well, speaking of Don't Starve, they've got a beta coming up that's going to add multiplayer.
Oh, they do? I didn't hear
They
about that.
do, yeah. Actually, I think they just announced it, or I just saw an article about that. It's not going to be an open beta, so they're going to roll it out slowly. But I'm really excited to see that multiplayer is coming to that game. It's a really fun game to do, to play.
It's a game.
Whatever you do.
Yeah, it's a game that I feel like it's one of those rare games I feel like has really grown since its launch. You know, I feel like you see that a lot with indie games where they'll have a small launch and then just as time goes on, they get more and more attention. And this is definitely a great case for that. As well as watch this segue. As well as Goat Simulator, which has racked up over 100,000 sales on mobile devices. 100,000.
People just can't get enough of the goat.
They love the goat.
It's such a stupid game. It was an April Fool's joke.
Well, the joke's on you, apparently.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You're laughing all the way to the
You should make more
bank.
jokes that are actual video games, because apparently that's worth a lot of money.
So apparently, don't barf. We need to make that.
There you go.
Trademark?
We
ours.
claimed it.
Yeah.
Dibs.
That was
official
not
now.
a suggestion.
Dibs.
That was ours.
So
we're
sold 100,000 copies of Goat Simulator across Android and iOS in 5 days.
Well, that's like that game. I can't remember what it's called. You're a kitty cat, and you're just paws. It's like Cat Simulator.
Catastrophe.
Yes,
Yes,
that's it. Catastrophe.
That game's awesome.
That's I think so far they only have the demo for that, right? Like
Yes.
they're gonna have the full version.
Well, it was
here
like a
pretty
flash
There was a
game.
Kickstarter for it.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was back when it was a Flash game. Lindsay challenged Gavin to it.
Oh
and
yeah.
Yeah, she got her butt kicked.
I think I was excited about it, and Gavin was like, "Oh, I just rocked that game."
He did do really well, shockingly well. He's
He
a
is
dangerous
more like
cat.
a cat than any of us, I think.
Apparently.
He's got that mischief in his heart and that plucky
The
attitude.
general asshole nature that
really
cats
explains
just
the
carry
whiskers
around.
too. Yeah.
I wish we could just hard cut to him being like,
If only we'd planned this ahead of time. We gave him at the green screen, put some ears on him. In totally unrelated other news, I guess the League of Legends Collegiate League is about to
Yes.
kick off. I didn't realize that it was so big. I think last year they had 540 teams from 300 different universities across the U.S. and Canada, and they're supposed to go even bigger this year. And it's going to run the entire school year.
Yeah, and there are
conclude in May.
colleges. There are colleges that were giving out scholarships based on esports rankings. So Robert Morris University, we reported on a while ago, was actually scouting out players for their League of Legends team and giving them scholarships, like football player scholarships.
And the people who win the tournament, the top 4 teams all win scholarship money. First place gets $30,000 per team member. Second place gets $15,000 each. Third and fourth place get $7,500 each, which is great.
It's great because you're gonna need that tuition money when you fail out because you're playing League.
You're like, I can't study. Gotta practice my league. I also love that it's the North American Collegiate Championship, or the NACC instead of like the NCAA. It's like so close to like
NACC.
Yeah, no, we're not the NCAA. We're the
Yeah.
We're NAC.
NACC.
Yeah.
So we're like this far away from video game high school being a reality, right?
Yes.
And they've even split the North America into 4 regions: North, South, East, and West. They gotta call them conferences though, and not regions. They gotta like.
I want to go and be like Dirty South, League of Legends, like cheer on the Texas team.
And you gotta do shit that doesn't make sense, like the NFL, where like put Texas in the East and
yeah.
all kinds of weird shit like that. Like, oh yeah, well they used to be over here. But that's cool. I'm glad to see
I think
stuff like
that's
that happening.
awesome.
Are
and
you?
suck it, ESPN CEO who said they're not sports.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's a great. I don't know. I don't want to say it's a way to legitimize it, but it's a way to, like, I spent a lot of time in college playing games, and I got shit for it.
Yeah.
I was
That's
awesome
true.
at Civ 2 back in the day.
You got this from it, is what you got.
I did get this, but this is totally a weird career path.
Granted, yes, this is not something you
This
can
is-
put on a job application
Right.
usually, like a career path.
Right, but if I had been playing a game and I was able to pay for my college with it, why not? That's awesome.
Exactly. All it did me was help me miss out on frat parties.
And really, you probably weren't missing that much.
That's true.
Yeah,
No Rohypnol for me. Sorry. Had to go there.
just a guy, yeah, like
Just
grooming
like
himself.
Where did I go wrong?
I can't wait to see the first person at a varsity jacket from the League
Yes,
of Legends
I love
team, though.
it so much. Oh, I got so excited. Actually, I went to Riot once. And they have their own league, and they had players in from Korea who were playing, and I was taking a tour of the offices, and I was like, "Oh, cool players!" And everyone was like, "Shh, okay, they're preparing," and they had ladies with them. They like teen bitches. They came with them to be like, "Here you go, baby, you got this." And I was like, "What? This is
Why
awesome!
wasn't I born
This
later?
is awesome!"
I missed my decade.
You could
I
still
wonder-
hire bitches.
Oh, yeah. Not team provided, bitches.
Now I wish we could cut to like Bernie or somebody rubbing your shoulders for the back. No, it was amazing. Like they have like hype people that come with them.
That's awesome.
It's like video game fluffers.
Yes.
No, like you're great. You're awesome. Oh man, I've never seen someone click as fast as you.
Now remember, make sure you buy the golden bow in the right time, okay? Just save up your gold and get that solid.
Well, in free to play, there was like the guy who had his girlfriend. He's like, I can't wait to win so I can call my girlfriend and make things right with her. It was so cute. It was so freaking cute.
Yeah, I can't see. That's going to come, right? You're going to have the phone call right after. We did it, baby. We made it.
All the times I ignored you to play League paid off.
I'm going to get a pro contract.
Now I'm going to Disneyland. I want people to come out to songs now. I want it to be like more like high, like rock star status, like when people come up to bat and they have like
Rising
their song. Yeah, exactly. Go in their little plexiglass box, but they're like coming out to Kanye.
Do they not already? Is that not? How is that not a thing with the way video games are?
They have like come out music. Maybe they do. I think they're plexiglass.
We got to have some Eye of the Tiger constantly.
Yeah, not even sneaky.
He's not as sneaky as a cat. This is not at all.
You dumbass.
All right, we need some napkins. Get us some napkins, you jerk.
You broke the hourglass.
Oh my gosh! No, the hourglass!
How will we ever
Hourglass down! Hourglass down!
In a totally unrelated.
I'm sitting in Coke.
Okay, if you're listening to the audio podcast, Gavin just ruined everything. That's all you
Gavin
know.
destroyed the world. We have no hourglass. I'm sitting in
It's
Coke.
totally not related to video games. I'm gonna soldier on and continue here.
Yes, please.
You talked about the guy who wanted to call his girlfriend in the free-to-play movie.
Yes.
I saw a really sad story the other day. When the iPhone 6 launched, I saw a guy who waited outside of an Apple store. Do you know this story already?
By
The
himself?
first guy.
Yeah,
Are you talking about the first one?
No.
The one who was
different.
lonely?
The dropper.
He waited, I think in the UK, outside of an Apple store.
This is different. Okay.
Because his he
him
waited,
coming.
I think I want to say for 40 hours because he wanted to get an iPhone 6 for his estranged wife. I guess they had marital problems, and he said if he could get her an iPhone 6, he could prove that he still loved her by spending all that time, and that he would win her back. He did not get one. He waited in line for 40 hours, and they ran out before they were able to get to him. And it's like so pathetic and sad. He's like, I just want this to save my marriage. You know I haven't been the best husband, but if I can just get that iPhone, I can prove how committed I am. And he's got nothing.
Here's the thing.
It's absolutely
on
not
the
true,
one
though, right?
hand, no, it could be true. On the one hand, I feel really bad. On the other hand, if you think the iPhone 6 is going to save your marriage is already fucked.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, but I'd
Some
never
people
be
would
like,
go with counseling, but
Right.
iPhones are okay too.
I would
There's an
never be
app for
like,
that, right?
you got me the iPhone 6.
Fix
we
my-
can stay married now. I don't even care that you slept with that hooker.
You've proved your dedication to me above and beyond all others.
What is she, like a fairy tale villain? Like, you must bring me one iPhone 6?
In a box.
I am the newt.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you spent 40 hours on this. Yay, let's get back together.
Spend 40 hours being a good friggin' husband. Come on,
Let me call my attorney.
Yeah, exactly.
This is
That's
over.
so great. Is this mine now? I'm gonna call you about our divorce on it.
I'll let you speak to our kids on it. I hope it's got a great speakerphone.
This just keeps getting sadder. We're like going so far down the sad spectrum. It started off really low already.
Here, speaking of sad, I don't know why I said that. Here, let me read this thing right here.
Wow, what a segue.
Wow. Speaking of getting canceled, let me just insult the sponsor.
I want to remind everyone this episode of The Patch is brought to you by Blue Apron. Cooking and eating should be enjoyable, but if you're busy or health conscious or just don't know your way around a kitchen, it can be stressful. Ordering out is expensive and gets unhealthy fast. Cooking's a pain too. Finding and coming up with recipes, shopping for ingredients, dealing with leftover produce that goes to waste. Forget it. You need Blue Apron to take the stress out of cooking. Here's how it works. For $9.99 per meal, they send you the right ingredients in the exact right proportions with simple recipe instructions right to your door. Meals are 500 to 700 calories per serving, way too low for how delicious they are. Blue Apron includes step-by-step instructions with pictures. It's idiot-proof. Even someone who breaks your hourglass can do it.
Not so sure anymore.
He's always the example for idiot-proof. Like, Gavin can do it.
Well, look what he did. They work around your schedule and your dietary preferences. Cooking takes about half an hour and shipping is always free. You'll make meals like Cuban sandwiches with sweet plantain and kale salad and biscuit-topped ground chicken southern stew. You'll cook incredible meals and be blown away by the quality and freshness. Blue Apron's fast, fresh, and affordable. End the stress of cooking right now. Go to blueapron.com/thepatch. Get your first 2 meals for free. 2 meals for free just for going to blueapron.com/thepatch. Thank you to Blue Apron for supporting the patch. Much appreciated. So,
I have some good news.
What?
There's holes in the bottom of this chair, so it just drained right out.
Nice.
I thought I was sitting in a puddle, but actually it was all
It's just
of
What's
those.
funny is, we knew Gavin was back there, and I put my back to him, and we continued talking, and I saw my drink right here, and I thought, it would really suck if he hit the drink and spilled it everywhere. I thought, no, I worried about it for a second. I thought about moving, and I thought, no, we've done this so many times. That's not going to happen.
You have to turn your back to him. You can't encourage that behavior. That's number one.
You can't give him the power of eye contact.
That's all he wants.
And on the upside, now that I've got all this Coke on me, I can literally just jump on the wall and stick at the end of this, like those
Well,
Velcro
you should
suits.
jump on him instead.
Yeah, give him a nice big hug after this.
That's a great idea. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, you put some glass shards
hope I
on your
don't
shirt.
dry.
Put some dirty sand and glass shards.
I may
in
need
too.
you to wet me
See,
down
look-
again before I go in there.
I got a hole of the
it's
soda
gonna
right
take
here.
a turn.
So, after a slight delay, the Xbox One is going to launch in China after all. I think they were initially supposed to launch yesterday, which was September 23rd, and they delayed till the 29th. Because apparently, the 29th is right before a Chinese holiday, an extended holiday weekend where people will have time off. Why didn't they think of this before? It's what makes you wonder.
Oh shit! Is there a thing such as a Chinese calendar? Is that a thing they have?
Yeah,
they
like-
have a calendar.
They have their own holidays.
Yeah, but did you see the Xbox One launch in Japan? It was this,
Yeah.
like so sad, and they were like all like, "Hey, we're in stock. Anyone? No, okay."
Yeah, I think the launch in
palate in the
Japan
back.
was moved less units, I want to say, than the Xbox 360 launch did during its launch.
Well, I mean, do you really think it was going to go up from that?
I mean, at least maintain.
Yeah.
I mean,
Really?
it was a significant drop. I was really surprised by
I
how
don't even
much
know
it
why
was.
they launched in Japan, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, why?
You gotta do it. It's gonna catch on.
No.
It's a company that obviously has serious problems with market research, let's be honest. I mean,
Yeah, if they missed the Chinese holiday that was 6 days after their launch, yeah, probably. Yeah, it's it doesn't even. I don't even know what the long holiday weekend is, but apparently there is one. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. Like, it makes me wonder: should a console manufactured in China cost less in China since they don't have to ship it across an ocean?
I think so.
Do they have to ship it over here and then ship it back?
Ship it back, right? And I saw also on a somewhat related story that the Xbox One underwent a price cut in the UK, and now
Yes.
it's £329.
It's exactly 100 pounds less than when it launched with Kinect.
Right, so I think they, with the story I read, said it was the third price cut since launch. I think they went from $429 to $359, and now $329. So they're being really aggressive. You got some glass right here. Move your hands.
Have glass? Oh,
Right there. I want to make sure I get that.
thank you.
So
Gus, saving me for severe laceration.
it seems like they're being really aggressive with the international distribution and trying to really step it up.
Well, that was their whole thing to start with, right? Was that it was going to be this big international tie into your local TV, and I mean, they really tried to bill it as like an everything console, which
I think-
flopped sort of
Well,
immediately.
I think the problem was with the E3 demonstration before it came out, when they talked about all of this stuff. All of the examples they used were like American-based things,
Yeah.
like the NFL network integration, which is great, and I love it. People outside the United States probably don't care about it.
Right.
Video streaming services, which don't operate outside of the U.S. and maybe Canada. It's a problem with content. So hopefully they're getting that stuff straightened out.
or just giving up on it. That's acceptable too. Like, it's all right to just be a video game console.
I mean, you got to have some functionality. Like, the PS4 is definitely very.
You do have to have some functionality.
Some non-gaming functionality. Like, the PS4 is definitely very gaming focused, but it still has, Netflix and.
Well, they're going the other way. They're rolling it out to more broad usage than it originally kind of launched with.
Right. I think they're
That's
going to
a way better way
right,
to do it.
in the
too.
middle, exactly.
Right, they're going to meet in the middle somewhere, and then we'll find that happy medium, and we'll live happily ever after.
Look, all I ask for the Xbox One at this point is that going to things in the interface not take 4 years. Like, I don't like launching a friends list and having to wait 15, 20 seconds, which doesn't sound like much.
Or 4 years.
I mean, or 4 years. It feels like 4 years. At the end of my life, I don't want to look back and go, I spent 4 years waiting on the Xbox One. It adds up.
All right, fair play.
But, yeah, I mean, it's a computer. How hard is it to make things be snappy?
That's true.
If
I
you-
use mine as like my mine turns on my TV and all. I use it for all that stuff. But Yeah, we just discovered a bug in Destiny where I think it's if you pause it and then you have to go back to the dashboard and select something else and then go back into Destiny or you don't have audio.
Yep.
So annoying.
You don't have to select anything though. Just hit the middle button and then go back into Destiny and the sound will be there.
You hit the menu button and then move the cursor down one.
I do the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you and I are
watching
it. But yeah, like the first time I encountered that, I thought that was really weird. And I hard power cycled my Xbox One, then it happened again. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I went to hit the Jewel. Then I think that's why I moved, because I moved it. It's like the sound still works.
Yeah.
Went back to Destiny.
You move
it's like,
it and it comes back
that's
on.
what I got to do.
Yeah, I literally was playing Destiny and Gavin came in and was like, why is it on mute? And I was like, I don't know, the audio's not working. I just didn't even, I was like, fuck it, I don't need Dinklebot's bullshit. I'll just keep playing.
Yeah, he's really not going to say anything interesting.
Yeah, and he
You're
came
not
back.
missing much.
You can fix that. I was like, okay, whatever.
Okay, that's good to know. It's not just me. I thought maybe
Yeah.
it was like something about like the way I had my speaker set up, or there was something weird going on. So I saw that the first player to hit level 30 finally did so in Destiny, which I guess is the actual soft level cap, or 20 was the soft level cap, 30 is the actual cap. You can't go any higher than that.
I mean, because of the way the leveling works, it's based on the light or at a stat that's on armor that you pick up, and there's literally only so much you can add to your armor. So there's a very real limit where you just couldn't put on anything else. Which someone, we were talking earlier, someone had the idea that it'd be an interesting way to change your level cap is to just add like your ability to put on a second exotic or something that would add more light. But that being said, the kind of gear that you get in raids actually has the same amount of light, I think, as exotics. Which that's the guy that hit 30 so had one exotic, and then everything else was raid gear.
But he still had a green speeder and a green emblem.
Why not?
What I have not my real glasses on, not to pull back the curtain, but did it say what class he is?
I think he was a hunter. Yeah. Because he is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can tell from the hood. And the Mask of the Third Man actually had that exotic helm. Broke it down.
Right now,
I don't need that exotic bullshit.
I burned that shit. I broke it down 2 exotics.
Give me that sapphire wire.
My pain is ascendant energy.
Really?
I think I need 18 ascendant energy. I will do whatever I can to
I
find
keep hearing
more
about ascendant shards.
I have 4 ascendant shards.
You hear that, everybody?
I don't need them yet.
Wow.
Look for Gus in the red light district of the tower. He will be doing anything for ascendant energy.
But I have 4 ascendant shards currently. I'm going to need 12, I think, eventually. So that's a distant concern.
Yes.
Ascendant energy is my more pressing
Just
concern.
12? Altogether, you need what, like 36? Because there's an achievement for legendary and there's an achievement for an exotic.
I don't care about achievements.
Okay, well then.
I just want to upgrade my exotic weapon.
Thank you. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
I was like playing like something on PS4. Like I got Destiny for free on PS4, but I did play it on. But yeah, then Gavin's like, "Oh, bullshit, no achievements." I'm like, "Oh yeah, how dare I enjoy a game? Thanks."
I really lucked out yesterday. I got a blue engram and I took it to the tower, and I got a legendary weapon out of it. Wow. I've never had it go that way.
Every now and again, Captain Buzzkill actually drops something good on you.
Yeah, I got a legendary pulse rifle for a blue engram. I was like, yes, finally.
I just love when everybody turns them in and they're like, "Oh shit, shit, oh,
No,
shit."
I'm sure everyone has like their own like ritual. Like I go to him and I'll see it and I'll be like, I'm gonna do all of them and do the legendary last. It's like in my head, like I'm gonna do that one last, even if I see it. Like, nope, wait,
I gotta get my other ones.
Yeah, we're gonna clear all this other stuff.
I've got a really weird like first world problem in Destiny right now. For the entire time we've been playing, Adam Ellis has hit like everything first. He's been doing exotic bounties constantly. We'd never seen one. And all of a sudden, Sunday night, I got one, finally.
The exotic bounty?
I got an exotic bounty. And the one that I've got, I can't cash it in until the strange coin vendor shows up. Zur, or whatever his name is. So I've got to just sit on that. It sits in my bounty board. I can't get rid of it.
Oh, okay. That kind of
or I could get rid of it, but I'm going to obviously want to cash it in. So last night, I got a second one.
Wow.
I now have 2 exotic bounties. So I can only pick up 3 bounties outside of those 2 because they're really going to take a while to do.
Right.
So I'm sitting here with no room to do other bounties.
Yeah,
And
have
right
you
now,
done them?
The Queen's Wrath is going on, so you're like trying to power through all of this stuff.
I wish I could put it in the storage or something and just get it out of the slot, but...
My problem is that I'm doing all the current Queen bounties, but it's going to sound really sad. I don't have friends to do like the Queen's Wrath stuff. Like, so to do it with groups, I'm like, I just sit there and stare at them like...
Well, what level are you?
25.
Oh, you can solo it.
Can you? I tried one, and it was like it was tough. Like it was getting. I was like having to hide. And,
It is hard.
and really.
I got real lucky
my way
last
through it.
night. I was just soloing it, and I had 3 to do, and all 3 of them were the same mission, which is kind of tedious. But it was the kill Rixus, which is the first like Archon boss you fight. That mission is like 5 minutes long.
I did that one
You
too,
go
yeah.
one place, you go another place, you go kill the guy. Done. It was great. I was just in and out,
Yeah, I did.
in and
I got
out,
that
in
one
and
also.
out.
and in and out, and in and out.
Yeah, the ones I'm not a fan of those. I'm terrible at PvP, and there's the get 20 headshots with a hand cannon, and I was like, no, I'm not. I'll take it. I'm not gonna do it. It's like that's not happening. I played a skirmish match. Was it skirmish? No, I played a rumble match.
Okay.
And I was trying to do
Free for all.
Yeah, get 20 headshots with a scout rifle, or get 20 kills. I'm sorry, with a scout
No,
rifle.
it was headshots.
No, the one I had was kills, I think.
For the Queen, it was headshots.
Was it?
Yeah, it was headshots with a scout rifle and headshots with a hand cannon.
Okay, I got one.
Because I got it yesterday.
That's the moral of the story. I got one. And that's the only use the scout rifle. I got one. It was so sad.
Rough.
Yeah. So
It's like the legendary bounty with the 25 kill spread.
Uh-huh.
Awful.
Oh, that exotic?
Yeah,
That's-
kill the death spread.
I think Gavin just got that, actually.
He did. That's
Yeah.
why I heard about it.
that's my next one. Like I've got to do five strikes without dying.
Right.
I've done 4. I got to do a 5th, and then the next step.
Yeah, I'm a baby Titan, so I'm like, oh, that doesn't mean anything to me. Like I'm just.
What level
like-
are you right now?
I think I'm like level 8 or
Oh,
something.
okay.
Like,
I have I have a level 8 hunter on PlayStation. We should be friends. I have a level 8 hunter. It's
Level
like it's my alt, and I talked about this a little bit on RT podcast, but I got really lucky in that someone at Sony sent me a Vita.
Oh,
so
yeah,
now
you.
anytime I play, it's like on remote play. So I'll just like sit there on my couch with my Vita, like Destiny. so awesome. It works really well. It's amazing how smooth that is. And then I even brought it in here and showed Adam Baird, and he was just like blown away by how awesome it was.
that is cool.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I've turned around a little bit on Destiny. It's been a little bit funner the past.
Funner?
More
That's how
fun.
good.
That's how gooder.
Yeah. I don't know what it is exactly, though. I don't know. Maybe I have Stockholm Syndrome. It's all of a sudden, it's more fun again. The raid probably helps because those are actually really interesting. I wish more of the game was like the raid because it doesn't tell you what to do.
The puzzles, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
you do
all
a-
puzzles. You just have to figure it out. It's challenging. A lot of the game previous to that point really hadn't been. So
You don't like shooting blindly into a cave?
over and over and over again. Well, I mean, even going through the story, I was usually way over leveled for the story missions, even on hard. By the time I got to them, so there was not really a challenge there.
I'm so good at the game. It's so easy.
It's not even that. You just play it
Ryan?
normally.
Well, there's 2 Ryans. I'm so confused.
Well, I like it. It's grown on me a little bit. I would like it if they would quit taunting me with the fact that they throw out a Crucible bounty for salvage like every other day, and you
don't-
can't play it.
Yes.
There's an achievement for it, and you can't play it.
Yeah.
I think the next salvage weekend is next weekend.
I think you're right. Yeah, it's I saw a video on about I think someone recut like all the Destiny shots of the ghost.
Dinklebot?
Yeah, and tried to make an explanation of the Destiny plot with no spoilers.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty good
It's
video.
hilarious.
We'll link it in the patch notes.
Destiny
Yes.
abridged.
Yeah, but I'm still so confused. I wish there was more meat to the story. Like I don't understand stuff. Like who are the Awoken?
I wish there was any meat. They threw you
What-
a bone that was all gnawed
Why
up.
is there a robot playable race? And I don't.
Yeah.
And what is their name? What is their name? I always forget.
Exo.
Exo.
I would like because there's the Vex, and then there's other robots, including the robot with a broom in the tower who's sweeping. Like, why is there a robot with a
He's
a
our
fucking
slave.
straw
Don't look at
broom?
him.
That's Ted. Don't worry about Ted.
Yeah, don't worry about
Ted's
Ted.
fine.
It's yeah. So I think they built this vast, great universe, and now they just need to tell us about it.
Yeah.
I love that. I can't tell if it's making fun of itself or it's trying to be serious. But like Dinklebot will start scanning things. He's like twirling the dealy boppers, organizing the like. And I'm like, is he playing Space Team? It sounds like they were like they loved Space Team. They're like, let's put a little Space Team, a little nod in there.
Those very technical terms.
He's like,
Yeah.
just
Oh,
standing.
yeah.
triptych encryption.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely some stuff like, is that real?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I should be laughing or I'm like, oh, Dinklebot's being so serious. right now.
Dinklebot, did you get a sense of humor?
I don't know.
So and then when at the top of the patch I said that seemed like all of the news was Bungie and Blizzard. The Blizzard news, of course, I was alluding to was the fact that after all this time, Titan has been officially canceled.
7 years.
Yeah, so it was the technically unannounced next big project out of Blizzard that they've been working on for 7 years, and it's shit canned.
It's gone.
Yeah.
And I loved there were really good quotes in the article. Like, basically, we had to figure out what the hell we were doing, and we were like, fuck it. That's like basically what the quotes are from the CEO.
Yeah.
From Morheim.
It's, we, blah, 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 all this stuff, dot, and it didn't come together. We didn't find the fun. We didn't find the passion. We talked about how we put it through a reevaluation period, and actually what we reevaluated is whether that's the game we really wanted to be making. The answer is no, which is a fucking brutal honesty.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, I visited Blizzard in 2009, walked around their campus, and they had this door, and it was Project Hydra, and I was like, ooh, what's Project Hydra? And they're like, we're not saying anything. They were like super close about it. And when I saw that Project Titan got canceled, I was like, what did Project Hydra ever turn into? And I Googled, it was Diablo 3. I should have broken down that door.
Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of secret
I know, right?
stuff going on.
Also, how much do you think it sucks to be like 7 years? Like, you could have watched your kid grow up in that time, and then they just can it.
Yeah, well, they had laid a bunch of people off. I think, what was it, last year or 2 years ago? When they refocused the scope of the project.
Right.
And I guess
it was a year ago, I think, that they reevaluated. They were like taking it back to the drawing board or something.
And decided it wasn't worth it.
That's a rough comment on a game. Well, we played it, and we couldn't find the fun.
Yeah, and people were saying it's like a sci-fi city shooter, is what Kotaku was saying today, like based on anonymous sources. And I don't know. That's really, and they don't want to make MMOs anymore. They were like, we're not opposed to it, but we really don't want to do any more MMOs.
How do you follow up World of Warcraft, the most successful MMO in the history of MMOs?
Yeah, it's it's kind of a scary time. You know, I've read opinion articles that take both sides here, where they say that canceling Project Titan just shows how strong Blizzard is, and the opposing opinion, which is canceling Project Titan puts long-term future of Blizzard into question. And you see things like subscriber charts for World of Warcraft, where it went up astronomically high, and then it's been on that tail going down for a long time. It's like,
yeah, but then you look at something like Hearthstone, which has 20 million players, and you think about, like, I brought up on the leaderboard, like, they used to have commercials that were like 7 million players, and we were like, 7 million? Hearthstone has 20.
But it's free. How many of those have actually been converted into like actual cash sales?
Very true.
But I mean, they still have the StarCraft property. They still have Diablo. They still have Warcraft as an RTS property.
They also canceled the StarCraft Ghost.
They did kill StarCraft
and those
Ghost.
are all one-time purchases, whereas like an MMO, like World of Warcraft, is repeating revenue that comes in every month.
Yep. I pay them every month, and I haven't played in like 3 months. And I'm still like, I'll just keep paying them, I guess.
Yeah, I might go back.
Yeah, so I will go back someday.
Once Warlords of Draenor comes out, like with the day they showed the cinematic trailer for Warlords of Draenor, I pre-ordered it.
Yep, you have to.
I had not played since before Mists of Pandaria, but I saw that and I was like,
they sucked you back in.
I'll be playing. So yeah, once that comes back out, I'll be back in there. So I'm curious to see how that affects it. Like, I mean, how much more effort and work do they have to put into World of Warcraft now to maintain that subscriber base and try to grow it back?
Yeah.
For why would they try and grow it back? I mean, just because you had a successful product, the company hasn't grown that dramatically in tune with the revenue, has it?
Once you start getting that revenue, you don't want to lose it. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you think, it's great that we're making this much money. We used to make double. Why can't we make double anymore? You want that money.
Yeah, you do. They can still make products. They can still sell things. Just, I mean, it's not always an easy thing to recapture that.
No. I mean, well, if you look at the free-to-play model isn't a dismissible model by any means. I mean, look at League of Legends. Mm-hmm. Riot basically has shrines built to them, and that's a free-to-play game.
Yeah.
So I don't mean to derail it.
It's fine.
I got a bit of clarification here.
Okay.
This is not
on what pertaining to what subject?
So according to John B_70, Exo were made by humans to be guardians. Awoken were human that were transformed when they traveled to the reef,
which is the asteroid belt. Apparently.
Right. Why? And if humans
you're asking the right question, but you're coming to the wrong place.
And if humans can make guardians, why is Dinklebot having to find dead ones?
Also, how you resurrect a dead one? What's in the suit? How did that guy stay fresh all those years? Is there some kind of refrigeration unit? Why doesn't he ask any questions? Why does he just stand up and go save the planet?
I love the first time you encounter the speaker, he's like, I'm sure you have many questions. Anyway.
I know! Oh my gosh, I love that. And also I love that you were talking about, she's like, I don't even have time to explain why I don't have time to explain this lazy ass writing. Let's go. Like, I know, he's like, I could tell you the story of this. I could tell you the story of this. Go kill a dude for me.
Instead, go escort your ghost while he hacks something.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
We're counting on you.
Now I am going to do an ad read.
Okay.
I want to remind everyone this episode of The Patch is also brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Is there anything worse than buying razors? You got to remember that you need them in the first place. You got to sit in traffic to go to the store, find that locked plastic fortress they keep them in, find the one guy with the key, he's in the back texting his girlfriend. And after all that, it's going to set you back $25. Never do it again. Join dollarshaveclub.com. For a few bucks a month, dollarshaveclub.com delivers great razors right to... Right, okay, the copy's messed up, but dollarshaveclub.com delivers great razors right to you.
I did way worse.
Dollarshaveclub.com is so much smarter than going to the store. Their plans start at just $3 a month. Signing up takes 2 minutes, then sit back and blades arrive like clockwork. You can even shave with a fresh blade every week. No membership fee, no commitment, and they have a money-back guarantee. You have nothing to lose by trying them out. Stop trudging to the store for overpriced razors. Join dollarshaveclub.com/patch. That's dollarshaveclub.com/patch. I use them. They're totally fine. You can't tell because I shaved this.
I use them too. They're great.
When I use this.
The best part is their shave butter. That stuff is magic.
The Dr. Carver shave butter is great.
Yes.
I was my wife was when I received a Dollar Shave Club package at home recently. My wife saw it. She's like, oh, that's what dollarshaveclub.com is. She's like, I heard an ad for it. I guess on something else she does too. It's like, and I guess the way they target women is they say don't pay the pink tax, like just to have like pink razors or something.
Pink tax.
Those razors are great, and I love the shave butter.
The pink is very expensive dye. That's foreign imported.
But she told me, I was like, oh yeah, that's a smart way to approach it. That really totally makes sense.
It does.
And so yeah, anyway, I thought that was interesting. Speaking of interesting things, I didn't know that Elder Scrolls Online did this, but I saw that they were running a contest where they share a screenshot of something in game, and in this case it was a skeleton with like a spear through its head, and in front of the skeleton's like a plate of cheese and a bottle of wine, and they have their players write a story like what happened here. And like, how did this series of events come to be?
You come for the video games, stay for the creative writing.
Well, no, it's like a way to outsource the story and like to further flesh out the universe.
That's cool.
It's like you let your player base like build it all and develop it all. And I guess whoever wins wins the $25 gift certificate to the Bethesda store and a free T-shirt.
That's it.
I really like. I mean,
it's gonna cost more than that to get me to write a story, guys.
But it's 500 words at most, I think. But it'd be cool, like, just to have what you write be
true.
lore, like in the Elder Scrolls universe.
And you always get the fans who know all the ins and outs. That people who write the games are sometimes like, oh yeah, I forgot so and so was married and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? It's like the fans who stand up like, excuse me, in this story. They are the ones who always remember that stuff. Which is great.
So I think the contest runs through September 26th. Here's the picture.
I think Bethesda's actually always been really good about including that sort of thing. The level designers, I guess, is really who you have to credit.
The spear is just like.
Yeah, it's a giant spear.
Hey, just hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, the guys that build the levels for that have always been, for Bethesda, I mean, Fallout 3, Skyrim, even going back to like Morrowind, have always had little things that you could just find that kind of told the story onto themselves. So it's usually, sometimes it'd be a journal entry or something kind of sort of explaining it, but they do a great job of creating a world.
I like that you called it Skyrim.
As opposed to what?
They're like Skyrim.
Skyrim?
Like Skyrim.
Skyrim. R-U-M.
I'm writing about Skyrim.
I'm from Georgia, we don't have to say things right. I have a card. It's covered in Coke right now.
Skyrim.
Skyrim. I'm from
It's back to Styrofoam.
Well, I'm from a little village outside of Skyrim proper.
You may know links from Hyrule. I love it. So I read also that Steam has reached 100 million users, which I thought was a phenomenal goal. And then I read further into the story and realized that 25 million of those were added this year since January.
It literally, Ashley did a story on it about how it was like climbing like this, and then it was just like, pook, like great, super. And it took them, I believe, if I remember Ashley's copy well enough, it's a year and a half to get from 50 to 75, but then it took 9 months to get from 75 to 100, which is great.
So in less than or about 2 years, they added double. They went from 50 to 100.
Yeah, it's insane.
And Steam has been around, I think, since 2003. maybe 04, something like that.
I mean, there's so much now that you can get on there and play without spending any money. So that doesn't necessarily reflect any kind of buyer base, but also anybody can make an account. All you need is an email address.
Well, that's true.
There might be people at Valve furiously making new accounts just to make headlines.
Way to be cynical. Ass.
Yeah. Type. New Gmail, got it. New Steam account, got it.
Come on, we got to be serious. If they're Valve, they're writing scripts to do this. It's all out of it.
Excuse me.
Give them a little more credit
Lord
than that.
Gaben will not just do that manually.
One of the other things I'm trying to make sure we have 15 minutes left, so I'm trying to make sure that we hit all the topics I thought were really interesting. I saw that Assassin's Creed Unity announced their season pass, which included another downloadable game set in China with a female protagonist, but it's not a typical Assassin's Creed game. It's like a side-scrolling,
like 2.5D,
2.5D kind of game.
Super quickly before we go to Assassin's Creed, back to Steam, we have a curated thing, right?
Right.
Okay.
You're supposed to. Yeah, thank you. You reminded me.
We have a curation that we just did.
So,
I'll tweet it out.
And we'll tweet it, and Ashley will tweet it out.
Explain to us what a curated thing is.
It's basically where you can suggest games. You can write like a little blurb, like I like this game because it's colorful, and then you can suggest it to people.
Okay.
So it's like you create a group. So in this case, we have one for the patch,
right?
And people can see like what games we suggest, what games we're playing, and things like that.
Right.
They can join and see what we're doing in Steam.
Exactly. And so we all picked out games.
You stole Papers, Please. You suggested Papers, Please before I was able to.
Yes, that and by the beginning I felt really dumb writing on my blurbs, but I totally was like, glory to our Stoltzka.
Yes.
Love Papers, Please. I thought you were gonna say Seventh Guest.
Oh no, the Seventh Guest.
Yeah, you
but
would have.
you stole my Papers, Please is more close to my heart.
Love it.
But that's a great discovery tool, and that may be one of the things that is helping them acquire all of these new signups and these new people and grow that installed base is when you make finding friends and finding games easier. Yeah, of course you start just attracting. It has a gravity to it.
Yep, and you're gonna want to buy those games. Oh, well, that's only $10.
Yeah, and then I think it seems also like their sales, like the summer sale and the holiday sale, really over the last 2 years gained a lot of attention, especially like on sites like Reddit. People talking about, what's next? All this stuff, all these crazy deals, and I think that also helps. Like it got into the social consciousness somehow, and like these sales became a big deal. It was like, I want to be in on this. Like I want to be part of the club. I want to know what's going on. I want to talk about it too.
Yeah.
So I think that they're making all the right moves right now.
Absolutely.
Except for the Steam box, according to Ryan.
Well, where is it? I mean, that was big news a year ago, and now it's.
Well, and a year ago they were all using the exact same graphics processor, or graphics card, and same processor, and it was just like, oh well, 15. There were 15 Steam boxes, and 9 of them are going to use the same combo.
Pretty much, yeah. But they'll have different logos. Oh. And then SteamOS, that's kind of been sort of on the down low at this point right now too.
I'm still excited.
And Steam controllers.
You're excited?
I'm still excited
about SteamOS or about the actual Steam box?
The Steam box.
Really?
I can put it, like I always say, I can put it in my entertainment center and just play on my TV from my couch. I'm lazy. It's like it's exactly like why I like playing Destiny with my Vita. If I can't reach the remote, but my Vita's right there, it's like, I'll just remote play. It'll turn on the PS4 and I can just play right here. It's like, the controllers are way over there, but this is right here. It's the same reason I was playing Hearthstone. My iPad's normally like right next to me. It's like, I've got a game right here. I'll just play this.
It's like a pacifier. Like,
it's like, I start getting fussy and crying. It's like, I need a game. Here we go.
So I played Destiny on mute for like 20 minutes. Screw it, I'm not going to fix it.
So if you want to guarantee that Gus will play your game, all you have to do is give it like a wristband.
Yeah.
Just attach it to him physically. He will play it all day.
Yeah, as long as it's close. It's like just gaming opportunity.
Yes.
Anyway, I want to say about Assassin's Creed. So they have this. I think they said all the season pass stuff was $30, and one of them is this Assassin's Creed Chronicles China, and has a female protagonist, but it's not a 3D game. Like,
there's the 2.5Ds on the screen right now.
Yeah, like
never mind.
Do women not deserve a 3D game? Like I know I feel like I'm just giving them shit for no reason.
Yeah, really. Take it straight to sexism.
Touching that shit.
Well, they kind of.
It's got a girl in it. Strip a D off.
But they after all their missteps.
That sounded wrong, right?
After all their missteps previously with the Unity stuff and the female protagonist, I feel like almost like, hey, let's just throw him a bone. You know,
it seems there were people on the internet saying they felt like it seemed shoehorned in because it's so random. Like where this game is the French Revolution, but also there's DLC to China. Like it just seems very mismatched. That was the point people were making.
Also, it seems like it would be an easy thing to reskin your protagonist.
Nah, you gotta have it remodeled. You can't just throw skin on there. That
we know
look
that
right.
women take way too long.
There's a lot of boob detail that has to go.
They've
with
been
it.
It's the extra D.
Yeah, it's
for
the extra D.
10
There you go.
years. Get those boobies right.
So it's cool that there will be this other game, and it's part of the season pass. So
This is one
I'm
of
so
those
excited
things
about
where
it.
they just literally can't win. Like they are, maybe they were legitimately. I don't know if it has anything to do with the sexism story that came up, but I mean, maybe they legitimately were trying to build a bridge here, and they're just going to get destroyed for it.
I don't know. It just seems to me, it seems a little left field. Like she's this girl that Ezio trained in this short film we did 4 years ago. Like it just seemed very like my cousin's friend's cousins in this game. Like, it just seems a little weird. But I mean, more glory to them. I said glory because I'm thinking of Gloria, so it's got more power to them. I do think the 2.5D is a little strange because that's not really an Assassin's Creed game to me. But yeah, do what you want to do.
I will
do you, Ubisoft? Do you?
I will say I doubt that it was something that wasn't in the works for a long time. I mean, you don't just throw together a game like that. It took some work and it took some pre-planning. So this existed before that scandal went down and may have been in the pipeline the whole time.
Also, I just get annoyed when people announce DLC before the game's out. I'm just one of those people. It's like, don't tell me what you're not putting on the disc that you already have done.
That's one of the things I thought about. It's like, sweet, like all this sounds great. I'd love it. The game's gonna cost me $90 now.
Yeah,
It's like,
Well, wait a
it's
minute.
exactly what it is.
You say that,
the
but
DLC.
can you get away with not saying that it's going to have DLC in the future? Because if you buy a game that's like, oh, this is going to be the game and nothing else will happen after this, that's almost a negative thing now.
I understand that, but I think that, and I've said this before, that I think BioShock Infinite handled the game, the way they did the DLC for BioShock Infinite was perfect, which was, here's the game. We're going to have DLC at some point. We don't even know what it is because we're not working on it until we're done with the game. We want to work all the way up to the game's release working on this game that you're paying for. Great, game is out. Now we'll start working on DLC. And it took a long time for the DLC to come out, but I felt fine paying for it because it was something they did afterward. It wasn't something they were holding back from me when I bought the disc.
Even though part of the DLC was just like Horde mode.
Yes, but there were I think Burial at Sea Part 1 and 2, I would say Horde mode was just like a bonus, whereas the Burial at Sea Part 1 and 2 were actual DLC.
So I don't think this was a topic I put in my notes to talk about, so I can't pull up the information on it. But I believe BioShock Infinite, the complete edition, is going to be coming out later this year. I think that it was leaked that it's going to be released for holidays.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
It'll have the game and all the DLC in it, as well as the pre-order bonuses that you would have gotten if you had pre-ordered the original game.
Oh,
before
nice!
It came
Bring
out.
it back
wow.
around.
Yeah.
Bring your fans.
I always wonder why they don't have some way to get that kind of stuff later. And it seems like maybe that's the direction things are going, where people like GameStop are getting into the kind of the market of building custom content.
Right.
It's silly not to then sell that later
Right.
if you want it. I mean, you can make money on that. Why would you just throw that away after the pre-order's over?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you could just absolutely remonetize it.
Right.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
just
it
make
may
some
not
extra
even be a
money.
lot, but you're already sitting on the assets. At some point,
Yeah,
surely
I'm
it
sitting on
doesn't.
my ass, Seth.
It can't
I had
cost
to.
that
I
much,
had to.
right? To just have it up and available for sale.
Yeah, no, it makes total sense. One of the other things I wanted to mention about Assassin's Creed was that the Assassin's Creed movie has been delayed. Originally supposed to come out
Michael Fassbender, no.
August 7th, 2015. I think we've talked about this before in the patch, and I think we all knew this was coming since there had been no news about it, nothing.
Oh yeah, and now it's Ezio, so I guess they're just skipping Altair. They're like, nah, that guy. And then
Oh my God,
Leonardo da Vinci.
this joystick article misspelled Prometheus.
Gus is not amused.
That's a hard word, There's a lot of E's and U's.
And an I, apparently.
Oh,
Oh wow,
right.
they really misspelled
I
it.
tried my best. Sorry, joystick. You went off the rails for spelling as far as I can take it.
So Assassin's Creed is expected now to make its debut in 2016.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting. I can't wait to see another video game movie butchered by Hollywood. Yeah, that's right. Okay, weird news this week. Kojima did a demo of Metal Gear Solid 5 at Tokyo Game Show, and as part of the demo, they showed that the ghost from PT is going to have a cameo in Metal Gear Solid 5, where you can use a distraction and the distraction pops up, the ghost from PT. And
yeah, they're little. Well, I mean, you're talking about a game that has a cardboard box with a fold-out pinup on it that used to distract enemies. Is it really that off the wall to have a call back to something else?
I learned that the ghost's name is Lisa
Yes.
from this video.
And let me tell you, Lisa will mess you up.
Lisa will mess you up.
Lisa doesn't like it when you leave the door open.
Lisa doesn't like
Lisa,
a lot of
close
things.
that door.
Yeah.
So it's
Also, look behind you.
Yeah. No.
it's just a funny crossover. It seems to me like when I saw this, like, these guys are just doing stuff that makes them laugh. And they're like,
absolutely.
Okay, how can we make a game about this?
I bet somebody late at night was like, and then they did it to make everybody laugh, and everyone was like, we should keep it in the fucking game, man.
Yeah.
Let's go to the game.
That's gonna be in the game? Yeah. Somebody just was like, Kojima, look.
And that's how
Now
Goat
it's in the game.
Simulator was born.
Exactly.
And the funniest part of that video is, to me, it's like at one point you see the distraction pop up and it like knocks a dude off of a cliff and kills him. It's like a way to use it as a weapon. It's like it's like that game. Every time I see something, it's just like so crazy. Like, I've got to play this game. Let me
That's
play
the whole
game.
point.
Yeah, they're doing a great
Did his job.
of
Marketing
teasing,
success.
of teasing like those new features and still not showing you very much. As long as you don't play as Snake for the first 20 minutes and then Raiden for the next 8 hours, I'll be all right.
My sweet metal job.
I'll never forget Sons of Liberty.
That's a lot of hate for one statement.
God, man.
Never forget.
It's like Nam and Sons of Liberty. That's people, and 9/11. Sorry.
Jeez.
So never forget. It's like it's slogan.
It's true. You're not wrong.
So I've had a soft spot in my heart for karaoke games.
I'm pretty sure you can
for a long
go to
time.
the doctor for that. Cardiologist or...
And the new SingStar for the PS4 is coming out next
I
month.
couldn't believe this was in your patch notes.
I love SingStar. Like, one of my guilty pleasures, I should show you how many songs I've purchased for the PS3 versions of SingStar.
Do you sing at home?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I can't picture that.
Wait, you live in a condo now. Do you does your living room abut to anybody else?
No.
Okay,
I'd be totally fine.
Freestanding.
So
all right.
one of the things that made me happiest about this announcement was that they finally confirmed that songs purchased in the PS3 store will transfer over to the PS4. They had never officially said that because I've spent so much money in that fucking
very
PS3
excited.
store. And in this version, you can use your smartphone as a microphone.
Oh.
Like, it'll Bluetooth pair with the PS4. And so if you don't want to use the microphones, you can just hold your phone up.
I just like the
and
idea of you
sing
being
into
like, and we will, hey, yeah, no, it's somebody like walks in.
Oops.
Large pepperoni.
It was the radio. It was the radio. Yeah. It's staticky. That's why it sounds so like me.
So terrible. That's why it sounds so like me. But yeah, I'm really, really excited about that game.
Awesome.
It's one of my favorite. I think the first time I saw it was we did a convention in Australia, and I think it was released in the UK and Australia, New Zealand for a couple of years before it was released in the US. And I saw some people playing it, and I was like, "What is this game?" Like I think back then it might have been on the PS2 at the time. I was like, I gotta play this. Like, I think I own every version of SingStar. I own just about every version of Karaoke Revolution. I own every Rock Band.
No, Rock Band I get. I used to rubber band the mic to a chair when I was in college and then play the guitar like I was a singer-songwriter. This next one I wrote.
I've done the Phil Collins where I'll drum and then have the mic on a stand set up. I've definitely been guilty of that as well.
That's awesome.
So the other day you were recording a bit for the No
Yes.
about PlayStation TV and their launch and all the titles. And I walked by and I came back and I stood right here.
Did you hear me go, who creeped by? I didn't know it was you.
And I was there, I was watching, and then afterwards Ashley came and watched, like, is everything okay? Do you need to talk to her? I was like, oh no, I was just really curious to hear what Meg was saying. Like, I don't want to wait for the video. So I was like, oh, I actually want to hear this story. I'll just stand right here. I'll listen. And be like, okay, cool.
I was like reading and I was like, somebody is haunting the side of the set. I can't tell who it is.
I was like
on my
behind the
peripheral.
patch set right here, like just staring at the green screen, like, oh, tell me more.
Just the dark wraith of news.
I was disappointed in the PS1 list that they posted for PS TV because it does not have Bust a Groove on it, and that makes me mad. That is a game if it would be on PS TV, I would buy it. Really say, I would buy it. I would punch baby for it.
I was shocked at. I'm still shocked at how cheap the device is, and then how
$100.
cheap it is to just add a controller. And then I think you said the Walmart bundle has Lego Movie, the game?
The Walmart, all the bundles have the Lego Movie game, but then the Walmart bundle has Sly Scooper.
Sly Scooper.
Sly
It's that
Scooper.
ice cream vendor.
Sly Cooper
secretly.
Thieves in Time for free.
Sounds like someone that stealthily removes the dog waste from your street.
Sly Scooper.
But yeah,
Actually, it's Slice Cooper.
there you go.
Slice Cooper.
And October 14th, that's coming out really soon.
Yes.
So it's like 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're already here at the end of September, which makes me excited for Shadow of Mordor, which comes out next week. I feel like this is going to be my Destiny break. Like, I've been playing Destiny so much nonstop. That's what I did the 2 weeks I was out. I just played Destiny, and I'll be like, okay, I'm going to take a little break. Just going to play some Shadow of Mordor, and then get right back into it.
But you might miss some events. I mean,
I'll keep an eye on the calendar.
Destiny.
I'll keep an eye out. Maybe I'll get some friends, and I can finish all my bounties before then.
Oh, sounds so sad when you say it like that. Maybe I'll get some friends. Maybe you should go to like one of the colleges and hang out with the varsity team.
So again, we're just about out of time. Shu Yoshida said that Project Morpheus is 85% complete, which is amazing to me because they just announced it here fairly recently, and I feel like they're nearing completion on it soon. Who knows? It may have been the easy 85% they tackled first, and now it's like the hard part.
The fine tuning.
So I'm actually, for some reason, I'm really skeptical of Oculus. Project Morpheus, I'm excited about.
Really?
Yeah. Like, oh, that's cool.
What if they already have the dots on the headband?
We'll find out.
Did they have the tracking camera software or technology yet? If they don't, then maybe the open source thing is already given away.
I think they do. Like, that's the reason they said that there's light bars in the PS4 controller, is so the camera can track them.
Right.
I wonder if it'll come bundled with the camera. Because, I mean, it didn't come with the system.
Right, and and there was definitely a camera shortage for a long time with the PS4 where they could not keep up with manufacturing could not keep up with the demand. I see it on the shelves every now and then now, so I feel like they're through with that.
What a weird opposite problem to have. You got the Xbox Connect, and everybody's like, why do I have this? Meanwhile, the PS4 is like, give me the camera. Why can't I have one?
I need to punch the robot in that weird game where it's you in a room.
And then last thing I wanted to mention is Square Enix is developing this new cloud-based service.
Yes.
Called Shinra Technology.
Shinra.
Sounds like a front company for like a mobster.
Well, Shinra was the evil corporation in Final Fantasy VII. Oh. And Mega64 had the best tweet about it.
Okay.
They tweeted, Square is making a service called Shinra and teaming up with Avalanche for a cloud-based system. How is this real? So I guess they're teaming up with Avalanche Software, who made the Just Cause 2. Is partnering with them. So I thought that is the absolute perfect thing to say about the whole deal. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back on Monday with an episode of the podcast, Tuesday with an episode of Screenplay, and next Wednesday with another episode of The Patch. Be my friend. Help me finish the game.
I'm going to go punch
and the
Gavin.
leaderboard on Tuesday. Bye.
Not you.
Yeah.